Hello and welcome to 3 Ball Spare. This is a match from several years ago in the 2023-2024 ACST season. It was live streamed once but never uploaded. Brian Hebert is on the mic commentating this one. I have rescored the match with a more modern scoreboard. Please excuse the visual awkwardness in this updated version. The video had a few frame stuttering issues at the time of the stream. Also, there may be a few scoring issues here and there, but I hope I was able to catch most of them. I hope you enjoy this remastered match.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's presentation of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. My name is Brian Hebert. Glad to have you behind here tonight as we bring to you a doubleheader from Class B with Jon Alosa taking on home bowler Steve Kelly and Rob Brown challenging Paul Metivier. So our bowlers have warmed up. They're ready to go. So live from Leda Lanes, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started here. So tonight's bowlers are not going to bowl head-to-head, so you're going to see some offset matches tonight. So first up on the lanes, we have Jon Alosa on lane 31, and we'll have Rob Brown on lane 32. Both are away bowlers heading up first. As Brown fires the first ball of the night, gets a nice pocket shot on the left, leaves the triangle. Jon Alosa just off the head pin, taking down 4, maybe 5. Brown missing the spare opportunity. Jon Alosa kicks it over for an excellent spare. Rob Brown will finish with a 9 in the first. So Alosa starting off with a pretty spare. Rob Brown with a lemon drop on the right side. Alosa for the fill. On the right side of the pocket. Gets 7. Rob Brown with an excellent second ball. Takes all but the 7. Alosa just off to the right a little bit. Cannot carry. Needed to split those. Rob Brown takes the 10. And Jon will also get a 10. So Rob Brown comes into tonight with a 57 and 97 record, season average of 103.6. Overall record, he's 4th in the B North Division 1. And he's 10th currently in the wildcard standings, just ahead of Faye Sawyer and Casey McCool. Rob Brown hits, head pin a little full, leaves an awkward split. Jon Alosa full on that shot, takes out the left side, leaves 6. Rob Brown second delivery, and he kicks a nice spare off that split. Jon in the meantime can't take it as he misses off to the right just a little bit, leaves 3. And he'll settle for a 7 box. So for Jon Alosa, it's 34 through 3. And for Rob Brown, it's 29 plus a ball through 3. Rob for the fill. Oh, kicks out the half Worcester right. Giving him 31 through 3. It's always... Looks like we're waiting for a little technical difficulty on lane 31. Slow to reset there. Alosa delivers just off of the pocket.
Has to stay in the corner.
I was trying to find a way to switch between the two.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, folks, getting hang of the setup here. Rob Brown to the right, he'll take an 8 box. As Jon Alosa will miss the 10 for a 9. Rob Brown looking to finish here. Hits the left side, leaves a favorable spare drop. Alosa just on the left side of the pocket. Oh, Rob takes a slow motion strike. So they keep falling for him as Jon Alosa nearly gets a spectacular spare, but instead it'll just kick off. And he'll get a 10. Okay, so interesting first half to open up with. Rob Brown, 49 plus 2 through 5. Jon Alosa, 53 through 5. Let's bring up our home bowlers. Steve Kelly will be starting off on lane 31, and Paul Metivier will be starting off on lane 32. If we get a moment, we'll show some other stats here, but all 4 bowlers wanting to go pretty quick here, so keep an eye on the action. Metivier starts, kicks in on the left-hand pocket, takes all but 1. Steve Kelly also on the pocket, also only leaving 1. Metivier for the spare, gets it. Steve Kelly to answer, and he answers with another spare. So both bowlers for the home team will start with a spare. Again, this is Class B, so this is the second highest division in the ACST. You can see some of the stats ticking across the bottom of your screen there. Paul Metivier for the fill. Ball does not quite hook into the pocket, so we'll take 5. Steve Kelly, on the meantime, will hit the left side pocket, and he'll get a fill of 7. Metivier with the second ball. Hits where he needed to, but the wood may have been a factor there. As Steve Kelly will not quite get that. It was a good try by both bowlers. They both hit where they needed to, but just would not go. Sometimes that's what this game does. Metivier will get a 9 box here. Steve Kelly will take the 10. So it's a 24 through 2 through Metivier, and it's a 27 through 2 for Steve Kelly. Metivier delivers, hits the head pin full, but gets them all but the 10. So gets away with a full shot there. Steve Kelly off the pocket, only take 3. Metivier gets it. So it's another spare, second in the game out of 3 boxes. Steve Kelly, in the meantime, gets an excellent spare off of that. So both bowlers open spare to open their matches. Metivier for his fill gets a half Worcester right. Second one of those we've seen tonight. Steve Kelly off to the left, gets a little backdoor action, takes 4. So a little off, perhaps a little overthrown. Metivier for second ball, just off of that left pocket. Gets 8 out of it anyway. Steve Kelly to answer, hits that left pocket, curved a little full on him actually. Leaves the right 3. So both bowlers hoping for a 10 box here. Metivier gets it, ball off the sidewall. Steve Kelly to answer, ball curves on him just a little bit. That pin wants to lean, but it's not going to go for a 9. So 50 through 4 for Steve Kelly, 46 through 4 for Paul Metivier. We're off to quite a start here tonight at Leda Lanes, live in Nashua, New Hampshire. Lots of things happening here every day. Currently, you may also see there's a little cornhole happening here as well. They do cornhole tournaments regularly as well. In summertime, these are usually outside, but they play all winter inside as well. Metivier takes out the right side. Steve leaves the 4 horsemen on the right. Metivier, second ball, goes to the left, tails a little bit on him. Kelly, on the meantime, gets the 4 horsemen perfect. Always pretty when it goes. For his 3rd spare out of 5 boxes. Metivier is going to have to settle for an 8. Hit the head pin, but unfortunately, he just carried everything around it. So let's take a look at where we stand right now. We have 2 bowlers with an open box, so that's Steve Kelly with his 3rd spare. He'll fill that one. He's got 60 through 5. Jon Alosa steps back up now, 53 through 5. Rob Brown on the left-hand side, working on a strike. As we wait for 31 to slowly reset. I think it's going. Yep. Okay. So Leda Lanes, built in 1959, 36 lanes, all wood approaches and lanes here. Oh, is it wrong? Oh.
Just click down here.
Yeah. Let's go back to the main here. So Alosa takes 9. Sorry about that, folks. Having a little technical hoo-ha. Alosa, hits the gutter. Takes the 9 box. Unfortunate. Rob Brown, in the meantime, hits a hammer on that and for a spare. Double check with the official scores. Of course, keep in mind, as always, the scores that you see on your screen are not official. They will be checked. Alosa. Brown with a hard 1 fill on lane 31. Alosa for his 2nd shot here. Use 2. Rob Brown, will it go? No, almost gets another nice spare. Alosa will take a 9 box there. And Rob will take a 10. So Rob Brown at 80 through 7. Jon Alosa at 71 through 7. Of course, again, as a reminder, these bowlers are not facing each other. Alosa, hits the head pin, gets that dreaded spread eagle. Rob Brown comes at the pocket from the left. Nice looking shot, leaves a triangle. Rob Brown, in the meantime, will take the left side, leaving the right wing of the spread eagle. Rob Brown takes the spare. Excellent sweep. That's 3 spares and a strike in the first for Rob Brown. Jon Alosa will take another 9 box there. Struggling a little bit to find his 2nd ball. So 90 in a ball for Rob Brown through 8. And 80 through 8 for Jon Alosa as he fires another ball off to the right again. Takes out 3 on the right. Rob needing a reset as one of the pins fell at the backside of the so it resets there. Rob for the fill. Off to the right a little bit. He'll take 5. Alosa on that pocket cannot get it to go. Well, Rob Brown tails off to the left just a bit. Misses them all. Alosa will not get the 10. He'll have to settle for a 9 there as well. For Rob Brown, he'll also get the 9. Final frame of the first for both Alosa and Brown now. 104 through 9 for Rob Brown and 89 for Jon Alosa. Alosa fires away just off that pocket. Leaves the 4 horsemen plus the 10. And Rob Brown, in the meantime, just off to the right himself here. Leaves a bunch. Alosa into the pocket. Cannot get the 10 to go, or can he? Nope. Wood will roll in front. Rob Brown, in the meantime, leaves 3. It'll be a 10 box to finish for Alosa. And it will be a 9 to finish for Rob Brown. So, after their first games, it's a 113 for Rob Brown, and it's a 99 for Jon Alosa. Again, remembering they are not facing each other. Alosa's opponent is Steve Kelly, who's stepping up to 32. And Rob Brown faces Paul Metivier, who's going on to lane 31. Kelly looking to fill a spare here. And he delivers. Just off that pocket, he'll take a 5. Metivier, in the meantime, hits the pocket. He'll leave the triangle on the right side. So officially a 65 half now for Skelly. And he hits the headpin a little full, leaves 3. Metivier misses a little to the left. And Steve Kelly hoping for a 10 here, and he'll get it. Good pinning. Paul Metivier answers with 1 in the same. So 64 through 6 now for Paul Metivier, and a 75 through 6 now for Steve Kelly. Steve with 3 spares in the match and 2 10s. Paul's got 2 spares in his match so far, and also 2 10s. Steve Kelly delivers, hits the left pocket, gets some pin action here, but cannot get more than 7 to drop. Metivier left of the head pin. He'll leave that long triangle. The 1, the 8, and the 9. Not an easy shot, but he's got some wood to help. Steve Kelly on the misses the object pin, only gets the 1 in the back. Metivier, and he will just narrowly miss a spare of his own. Steve Kelly rolls. He'll miss. He'll have to settle for an 8 box there. Paul will also miss, so he'll get a 9. Both bowlers leaving their boxes open here. 73 through 7 through Paul Metivier, and 83 through 7 for Steve Kelly. Steve delivers. Oh, hits that left pocket, but maybe a little full on the head pin. Doesn't quite go. Gets a weird split. Metivier misses the pocket to the right. Hits full, but gets a 5. Possibly a spare leave there. Certainly better than the punch out. Steve Kelly, just off to the left. Metivier hits the head pin, but too full, taking out only the left side. That pin just will not slide over quite enough. Kelly misses everything for a 7. Metivier, in the meanwhile, gets another 8. 81 through 8 now for Paul Metivier, and 90 through 8 now for Steve Kelly. Jon Alosa had a 99 first, so Steve behind by 9. He's got 2 boxes to do it. Paul Metivier needs a mark, and then some. Steve hits the right pocket, but the pins just don't agree with him. Paul, in the meantime, on the head pin, perhaps a little too full as he gets another split. However, that wood could help carry for a little bit. Steve for a second ball. On it, but he can't get the spare to go. Hits the object. Paul can also not get it quite to kick. Steve misses to the left for another 9 box. The ties for the game. Paul will miss right through the middle for an 8. 89 through 9 now for Paul, and a 99 through 9 for Steve Kelly. Paul would really need a triple strike in order to take this game, so it looks like Rob will take the first. Steve will now officially take the first, as that's good to get him over the 99. Paul nearly gets that first strike. Steve, cannot quite get it to carry in the right spot. Goes right behind the pin. Paul will get the spare. And Steve finishes with a 10. So 109 to 99. As now Paul looks to fill. Hoping to keep this match close. He's off to the left, but he'll take a 7 fill here. So he will finish with a 106. So makes it close. Let's take a look at our scores here. Rob Brown will take game 1 here from Paul Metivier, 113 to 106. And Steve Kelly will take his by 10 over Jon Alosa, 109 to 99. So an excellent first game. Lots of marks, lots of action, as you would expect from a Class B match. Might have gone too far. There we go. As our bowlers set up to begin. Let's take a look at some stats in the meantime while they get all set up here. So each match tonight is worth 2 points for our bowlers. For each bowler can take a total of 14 for the standings. Rob Brown begins the second off the pocket to the right, but he'll get 7 out of it. Jon Alosa will hit that pocket. He'll take a 9 drop, a loud 9 drop. Rob Brown, breezes past the 10 pin. Should have gone, but it didn't. John just misses to the right. You don't see a lot of single pin misses in Class B. Rob will take the 10. As will John. So both bowlers starting with a 10. Rob Brown to start the second. Hits that left pocket. Nice leave. Jon Alosa just off the left pocket, leaves 3. Both very makeable for spares. As Rob Brown misses to the right. John in the meantime, he'll split it, he'll get it. So it's a spare for Alosa, and Rob Brown will take another 10. Mm-hmm.
Just in the background here.
Better?
Yeah.
All right, Rob Brown hits the head pin full. Takes 6. John for his fill. Just off of the pocket, but he'll take an 8. 8, excellent fill. Rob will take out the half of his pins. John. That bid for the second spare on the road just won't quite go. Rob will take an 8. As John will Jon takes a 9 box on that last one. The ball hit the dead wood in the gutter first, so it does not count. In Candlepin Bowling, bowler makes their own calls, and Jon calling that one a foul. Rob Brown on the left side pocket, nearly a hammer. Alosa just off of that right pocket, 5 drop. Rob going after it, gets a spare. Jon will miss his object to the left. He leaves 7. And he'll settle for an A box. So through 4, Rob Brown is at 38 in a ball. Jon Alosa is at 45 through 4. Brown for the fill. Off to the left, but he'll get a 6. Alosa off to the right. Ball looked like it slipped out of his hand a little bit. Rob with another spare, 2nd in a row, and he'll sit with that. Jon Alosa hits the left side pocket. Will it go? No, 7 will not go. Waiting for the wood to settle in. Per rule, you do have to wait for the wood to stop. Ooh, the wood does not give it to him, so he'll settle for a 9 box to finish out his half. So, first half of the second game, 54 and a ball through for Rob Brown and a 54 solid for Jon Alosa. But again, they're not bowling each other. They're bowling the bowlers that are up there now. As Paul Metivier gets ready to take his shot. And he does. He hits the headpin full. And Steve Kelly off the pocket to the right. Steve's struggling a little bit to find the headpin in the last probably 7 or 8 boxes here. Makes an adjustment, gets the pocket that time, nearly a nice spare. Metivier on it for a 9. Kelly will take the 10. Again, if you're just joining us, glad to have you with us. This is an ACST Class B doubleheader. My name is Brian Hebert. Happy to be along with you for the ride. Seen some great bowling to begin with, so it's a lightning match for all 4 bowlers. As Paul Metivier takes another shot, hits the pocket, but leaves a real not friendly shot there for a second. Kelly, his ball tails off of the pocket once again. Metivier trying to kick those pins over, but can't quite get it to go. As Steve Kelly hits a headpin full. Only gets 2 out of that. Oh, Metivier will get a real pretty 10. Steve Kelly will take the 8. So 19 through 2 for Paul and a 18 through 2 for Steve Kelly. As we chug along here. Paul hits the headpin a little full, gets that pin to drop. Leaves 3 on the right. Steve Kelly, on the meanwhile, hits the headpin full. Leaves a real gross split. But he's got a little wood to help him. Paul doesn't quite hit where he's looking to hit. This is that front pin. Kelly, on the meantime, the ball almost gave it a second chance. Paul misses the left for a 9. Steve will get the 10. So after marking in the first, half of the first game, both bowlers here, both home bowlers, failing to mark in the first 3 boxes. As it's a 28 through 3 for both of our bowlers here. Paul on that pocket. Drops 9. And Steve has another pin drop on him. So he'll have to reset. But before he resets, he's going to run down and grab the broken pin. Because
My bad, Steve.
okay, so now Steve will reset. Steve finally delivers his ball, hits the head pin, but hits it a little too full, again leaving another split. Paul on it for a spare, so there's his first mark of the second game. Steve riding that left, but it won't clear the gutter. He loses 2 on that. So the best he can hope for in this box is an 8. So as our bowlers make a scoring correction here. Of course, Leda Lanes working on changing over to the new Cubica system by AMF. Same system that Bowlerama in Portsmouth uses. Well, Metivier throws. He gets an 8 fill on his spare. This scoring system is a converted 10-pin system that a lot of houses use. They used to have and Steve would know this better than I believe it was a Pro Score system, not a CompuScore. But this scoring system and half the seating here coming from Park Place Lanes. As Steve Kelly throws a hammer for a strike. Paul answers with another spare. So 2 spares in a row for both Rob Brown and Paul Metivier in their match. So let's take a look at the half here. So all of our bowlers marking at least once in this game. 2 in a row for both Brown and Metivier. Alosa misses to the right, but gets a little kickback action off the wall. He'll take out the entire right side. Rob Brown for a fill on the pocket. Gets a 9 drop on his fill. So plenty of bonus pins. That puts him at a 65 half. Whoop. My apologies. That puts him at a 63 half. As Jon gets a spare there. Rob Brown will also get his 3rd spare in a row, so that's now 73 in a ball through 6 for Rob Brown. It's 64 in a ball for Jon Alosa, who fills his with a 5. Doesn't leave him much of a second shot. Rob, in the meantime, all over it with a 7. Alosa hits where he needs to, but the wood just does not allow him to cash in there. Rob punches out that front pin. It was in the right spot, but it just would not go. Rob Brown to clean him up, but he'll get a 9. Still, an excellent 3 spares strung together for Rob. Puts him at an 89 now through 7. Jon Alosa sitting at 77 through 7. So lucky 7s all around. For Alosa, as he hits the pocket, leaves Almost a triangle, but that one drops. Rob Brown leaving only the 10 pin. Oh, Jon Alosa just off to the left. Wants that one back. Rob Brown for his 4th spare in 5 boxes. Alosa will take the 10, so we'll clean him up. Alosa 87 through 8 now, so a better pace than he had in his first, which was a 99. Rob Brown, in the meantime, bowling very well right now. Sitting at 99 plus a ball through 8. As Alosa on the left side pocket, there's a hammer he was looking for. Rob, in the meantime, will take 8-9. So getting spares and making the most of them, as he just narrowly misses that one to the left. And he misses again for a 9 box. Still 117 through 9 now through Rob Brown. 97 plus a strike fill through 9 for Jon Alosa. So perhaps finding his ball a little bit. Seems to be a scoring error on the scoreboard. Can't really tell from here where the error is. It seems like we're ready to go for the 10th box now for these away bowlers. Jon Alosa misses the pocket to the right, but gets a nice drop for 6 on his first try. Rob Brown will take 7. Alosa, just off to the left, but that wood just kills the ball. Brown off to the right. He'll take another 2 out of that for a 9 there. So Jon Alosa will finish with a 7 fill and a 9 box. Rob Brown will finish that with a 10. So let's take a look at our scores. Our away bowlers stepping up here, 127th for Rob Brown. And Jon Alosa finishing with a 113, so some work to do for both of our home bowlers. That's what it's about. Steve Kelly looking to fill a strike, hits the head pin, but it hits it too full and he gets a split. Paul Metivier looking to now fill a spare. Leaves a 4 horseman on the left side for a good for a 6 fill. Steve Kelly fires, hits it. Tries to get the pin to carry. He'll settle for an 8 fill on his strike. Metivier, in the meanwhile, misses to the left. Leaves 8 of his own. Kelly will miss to the left. He'll settle for an 8 box. So an 8 fill, 8 box. Paul makes a nice 10. So through 6, Paul Metivier sits at a 72, 8 behind Rob Brown's pace. Steve Kelly sits at a 62, which is 7 behind Jon Alosa's pace at this point. Steve Kelly on the head pin, almost the same exact shot, but he gets the right side this time. Paul misses the pocket to the left, but will the head pin go? No, the wood will not hit it hard enough. Steve with an awkward wood there. That wood, if he's not careful, will deflect the ball away instead of driving into the pins, much like that. Try to hit it low and take it from back, but it just did not work. Paul missing to the right, knows it, knew it as soon as he dropped it. Steve Kelly for the 10. Will not go, so he'll take a 9, as will Paul Metivier. Both bowlers with a 9 in the 7th. 81 now for Paul Metivier, behind Rob's pace by 8 at this point. Steve Kelly also behind by 8, 71 to 77. Steve with the 71. Again, we seem to be waiting for a slow ball return here. Well, if you find yourself in Nashua, Leda Lanes is definitely the place to be on really any night. There are plenty of bowling leagues to pick from, cornhole leagues, Kegler's Den, of course, for all your food and libation needs. And Leda's Lighthouse next door, all glow bowling all the time. Steve Kelly off to the left of the pocket, drops 5. Paul Metivier, on the other hand, hits the pocket, and he will drop. Oh, he'll leave that 9-10 split. Perhaps a wood to sweep it with. But not easy to do at that angle. Steve Kelly gets the 4 horsemen, but cannot get the straggler in the back. Metivier, on the other hand, will try to sweep it, but he'll miss everything to the left. Steve will settle for a 9, missing right. Metivier caps that wood, can't sweep it, so he'll settle for an 8. 89 through 9 now for Paul, and 80 through, it's an 89 through 8 for Paul, and then 80 through 8 for Steve Kelly. Steve rolls on that right pocket, gets a little bit of a better grouping this time for a possible spare. Paul Metivier, on the other hand, will hit that headpin full, and he'll get that spread eagle. That wood in the back of that right side grouping, not friendly. Steve hits it perfectly, but still cannot get that spare to go. So in a little bit of a slump here. Paul tries to play the wood on the right, but ends up throwing it down the gutter. Kelly will finish his box out with a 10. Metivier hoping for a bunch, but he'll only get 2 for a 6 box that will almost surely give Rob Brown another 2 points. Steve Kelly on the headpin, but leaves a 7-10 split. Has some help, but not a lot as Paul punches out for that half Worcester right side. Busy night tonight here at Leda Lanes. Glad to see it. There's a cornhole league going on to our left. Plenty of open bowling. There's a league behind us on the other side. Steve gets it. 7-10. Beautiful spare. Paul punches through again, leaves 5. So Steve cannot take points in this string, but he will be able to keep it close. Paul takes 7. So that will be a 102 finish. For Paul, as Steve takes his final bonus ball of the string here. What will it be? Misses to the left, but he will take a 6. So it's a 106 to 113 finish for Steve Kelly. So narrow margin of defeat. Meanwhile, Rob Brown does take game 2, 127 to 102. High scores happening, but again, Class B, that's what you expect. All these bowlers have mid 100s or higher averages. So we'll move on now to third string of the night. There we go. Rob Brown ready to start his third string here. Oops. Alosa nearly with a hammer to start. Rob Brown, will it go? No, 7-pin will not go for him, unfortunately. It was a great attempt. Jon Alosa misses that to the left. Also will not go. So it'll be a 10 box for Rob Brown and a 9 for Jon Alosa. As I work to get this, here we go. Sorry folks, had to get that in the right spot. Rob Brown with a 9 drop off the head pin, nice pocket hit. So Alosa will miss the left, he'll take that half Worcester left side. Jon Alosa hits the pocket but cannot get a favorable drop. Rob Brown will miss his spare attempt to the left. My apologies, that was the third ball anyway. Okay, we're catching up here. So it's 2 9s to start for Jon Alosa, 2 10s to start for Rob Brown. Rob just off the pocket to the right. Gets some pins to fall to the back. Leaves 5, head pin plus the back. Another pin falls on 31, so we'll await a fresh rack. Hope you're enjoying the match so far. We're almost midway through. All of our bowlers here putting on a good show as Jon Alosa fires. He'll take 1, the dreaded quarter Worcester. Never a fun shot. Always kind of deflating. You think you got the ball going down the middle. Rob Brown with a great attempt at a spare there. Again, cannot quite get it to go. Jon Alosa, left side. The pin's still falling for him. Leaves a 7, 9, 10. Rob will take another 10. As Alosa will finish there with a 7. So 30 through 3 for Rob Brown, and that will be a 25 now through 3 for Jon Alosa. Rob Brown on the pocket, right side, leaves the 7. Another 9 drop on the head pin. Jon Alosa in the meantime, 4 horsemen plus a 10. Rob Brown will hit the wood in the front and it will deflect everything away. Will not get the spare. Jon Alosa in the meantime hits the object pin, but leaving the 7 and the 10. Brown will take another 10, so 4 10s to start. Pinning well. Jon Alosa gets an 8. So 40 through 4 now for Rob Brown. 33 through 4 for Jon Alosa. Brown fires away. Left side, but takes all but 4. Leaves a nice group. Alosa. Another 4 horsemen leave. This time with what looks like the 8. Rob Brown with a spare. Finally gets out of the 10 funk. Alosa leaves the 7. Thought he had it. Great spot for that ball, but just cannot get it to carry as they'll take the 10. So, pins are flying. That's 50 in a ball for Rob Brown. That's 43 for Jon Alosa. As our home bowlers will now step back up and see what they can do. Metivier throws his first ball of the third off to the left. Takes out 3. Steve Kelly, first ball. On that right side pocket, leaves 4. Not an easy leave. Metivier, On the right pocket will get a spare, so he opens up the third string with a spare. Steve Kelly will take half of the pins on the deck. Third ball, he'll take a 9. Paul ready to fill his spare here. Delivers it right on the head pin. What a 9 drop. No doubt about that one. Steve Kelly off to the left. Sweeps the back. Metivier rides the rail. Oh, you can't miss any by less of a margin than that and still keep it on the lane. Steve Kelly with a spare. Desperately needed that. Metivier gets it this time. As they like to say, the Paul Grant special, or a 3-ball spare. So 29 through 2 now for Paul Metivier. Steve Kelly with 19 plus a ball. Paul Metivier off to the left. Takes 3. Kelly on the spare gets a 9 drop. Ball's throwing a hard curve, but it's working for him now. Paul on the head pin. Cannot quite get it to kick. Hit at the right spot. Steve Kelly off to the left. Wanted that one back. Metivier gets the 10. And Steve Kelly will answer with a 10 of his own. So through 3 boxes now, Paul Metivier with a 39, Steve Kelly with a 38. Metivier on that pocket. Will it go? Yes, it will for a strike. Steve Kelly, on the other hand, left side pocket. Curves in a little full for him, gets a 5 drop. Steve Kelly, second ball. Misses the object pin. And he'll take an 8. So 46 now for him through 4. As Paul Metivier is a 49 plus 2. Working on a strike. And he hits just off the pocket. He'll take a 7 for his first attempt. Steve Kelly hits the left pocket, getting another. Oh, I thought it was going to leave some up the way they were falling, but ends up getting all but the 10. Meanwhile, Paul Metivier will have to settle for a 7 fill on the strike. Steve Kelly gets it. Excellent spare to finish the half. So maybe a return to form here. That's Paul Metivier gets a pretty 10. It would have gone. So that's a 66 half for Paul, and it's an open 56 half for Steve Kelly as we take a glance at our scores here. So Steve up by 13, plus a ball here. Paul's up by 16, but Rob Brown has a ball to fill here, so margin to be determined. Jon Alosa will hit the head pin, but hit it full. Another, looks like a spread eagle with a clipped wing. Rob Brown on the fill will take 6, leaving the 4 horsemen on the left side. Jon will only take one out of that. Rob Brown just misses to the left. Alosa will settle for an A box. Rob Brown will also settle for an A box. So through 6 now, 64 for Rob Brown and a 51 through 6 for Jon Alosa. So Jon now finds himself needing a mark to get back into this string. Oh, and I thought he was going to get it right on cue. It was a nice ball, but he leaves a split. Rob Brown, in the meantime, will leave a triangle on the right side. Alosa for the spare. Nope, he'll miss it left. He'll take only the 7. As Rob just misses his object pin, takes out that left part of the triangle. Alosa will take a 9, missing wide right. Rob Brown, ball takes a hop, carries it a little to the right, will also take a 9. So 73 through 7 now for Rob Brown, and a 60 through 7 now for Jon Alosa, as he's looking for an answer. Takes 8. Rob Brown, ball stays to the left, takes out the left. Jon Alosa looking for a spare. He won't get it. He'll just take out the left. A little too full. Rob Brown, excellent spare in the 8th. Second spare of the game. Jon will take a 10. So pinning okay, but still does not have a mark yet in this string, which is fairly uncharacteristic. He's got 2 boxes to make something happen here. Nope, not that time. He'll miss to the right, take out the right side. Rob Brown off to the right, but he'll take 6 for the fill. Alosa off to the right again, leaves now the 4 horsemen on the left side. Rob misses the head pin to the right, takes out that straggler in the back. Alosa will settle for a 9 box, leaving that head pin. And it'll be a 7 for Rob Brown in that box. So, we have a 79 through 9 now for Jon Alosa and a 96 through 9 now for Rob Brown. Alosa off to the left again. Rob Brown, in the meantime, on the head pin. Doesn't have much wood to help him there, but Alosa will not get the mark. Rob Brown, oh, excellent attempt. It was the right try, just maybe hits it a little too soft. As Jon Alosa will finish that game with a 7. Rob Brown finishing with a 9. So, it'll be an 86 finish for Jon Alosa in the 3rd string, leaving him with a 298 triple to start. Rob Brown, in the meantime, 345 triple with a 105 in that string. As Steve Kelly and Paul Metivier step up to answer their matches. Steve Kelly working on a spare here. Delivers, hits the left side pocket for a 7 drop, gets that triangle on the right side. Metivier also hits the pocket but leaves himself a split. So that puts Steve Kelly at a 63 half with that fill. As he misses to the left. Ball did not curve for him that time. Paul Metivier tries to kick that pin. Good attempt, but just will not go. Steve Kelly gets the 10 box. Metivier will miss to the right for a 9. Through 6 boxes, Paul Metivier sits at a 75. Steve Kelly with a 73. That puts Metivier ahead of Rob Brown's pace at this point by 9. Kelly ahead by 22. Steve Kelly delivers off to the left, leaves the middle 5. Metivier also to the left, leaves 6. Steve for the spare bid, just off that head pin, takes 3 of the 5. He'll leave 8. Paul can't quite get to the pocket, punches out the Worcester side. Steve Kelly on it for the 10. And Paul will thread the needle and have to settle for a 6 box there. So that lowers the lead a little bit. 81 to 73, now only ahead by 8 at this point in the pace. Steve Kelly 83 now through 7. That's 23 pins ahead of Jon Alosa's pace. Kelly on the left side pocket, clears the left side. Seems to be happening quite a bit, but he's on the pocket, so he knows he's hitting on target. Paul also on target, a little too on target. Leaves a spread eagle, looks like a sleeper behind there as well. So spread eagle with some prey, perhaps. Steve Kelly on it, cannot get the 10 to go though. Hit it right where he wanted to, and it still would not go. But that's candlepin bowling. Paul Metivier takes out 3, cannot quite get the side. Just hope to pin whatever he can. Kelly will take the 10. Third 10 in a row. 93 through 8. Paul will take 9 of 10. That puts him in a 90 box now through 8. Now only 1 ahead of Rob Brown's pace here. Steve Kelly on the right side pocket this time. Leaves 2. Paul pretty close to the pocket, but leaves a real awkward. Only took 3 out of that. Oh, Kelly cannot get the spare. Hit it a little too fine. Metivier, a valiant attempt, but only takes out 4. Yeah, Kelly hits the wood. It would not have gone anyway. Too far forward. We'll take a 9. Metivier will take an 8. That's a 98 now through 9 for Paul Metivier. 102 through 9 for Steve Kelly. Metivier needs a 7 here to tie. He needs an 8 to win the string. Behind Rob Brown's 105. Steve Kelly, just off the left pocket, drops 5. Metivier just misses the pocket, takes 3. Takes 3, needs 7. Steve Kelly hits the head pin, does not quite get the spare to go. It's got a 9 drop. Metivier, that'll do it. That's a spare. Kelly will take the 10 to finish with a 112 to Jon Alosa's 86. So, whoop. Hold on. There we go. threw an extra 1 in there accidentally. You can't have a 110 box. Metivier for the fill here. We'll take 6. So, third string is complete. Paul with a 114 to 105 9-pin take over Rob Brown. And Steve Kelly 112 over Jon Alosa's 86. So Rob Brown leading all of our bowlers tonight with a 345 triple. Steve Kelly right behind him with a 327. Right behind that, Paul Metivier with a 322. Jon Alosa with a 298. But there's a lot of bowling left to go. We have 2 more strings to go. An exciting match here from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Rob Brown delivers, gets a 9 drop. Jon Alosa to the right. Rob Brown misses his. Alosa on the headpin, but on the headpin too much, because it only takes a headpin. Brown will take a 10 to open the 4th. Alosa will take an 8. Rob Brown hits the right side, but pins are still going for him. Leaves 4 on the left. Alosa just off the pocket. Leaves 3. What's that wood going to do? Rob Brown with a spare. Starting off hot in the 4th string. Alosa tried to kick that pin off the sidewall. Nearly was successful. Looked nice anyway. And he'll get the 9. Well, thank you everybody for joining me here on a Friday night from Leda Lanes. Really excited to be here. It's a good match so far. If you're just joining us, you missed a lot of great bowling. 7 drop there on the fill for Rob Brown is, once again, Jon Alosa is finding a lot of full headpin hits. This Leda Lanes, I mean, having bowled here for a while myself, it's a house that can give you some pins, but if you hit full, it's not going to reward you very well. As Alosa kisses the left side, but gets some good action there. For 3, Rob Brown with a 9 box. Jon Alosa will get a good out there for a 9. So 26 through 3 for Jon Alosa and 36 through 3 now for Rob Brown after his spare in the 2nd. Rob Brown just off to the right. Misses the pocket. Alosa. Oh, Alosa falls. Unfortunately, he's going to have to take a foul on that first shot. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like his left foot, or his front foot, stuck to the lane a little bit. As Rob Brown throws the 2nd ball. Alosa ready for his 2nd ball now. Delivers, hits full. Rob Brown misses for an 8. And Jon Alosa will take a 7 box. Seems to be okay, but appears to be being a little careful on that foot, making sure that he doesn't slip it one more time. It's always scary when you're up there and your foot just gives way. Rob Brown hits the left side pocket. That 10 will go. Takes another. Almost another slow motion strike. Alosa answers with an 8 drop of his own. Rob Brown with another spare. He'll take Alosa just off to the left. Pin stays too horizontal on him. He'll finish with a 9. So after the first half of the fourth, Rob Brown has an open 54 plus a ball. Jon Alosa with a 42, not marking in the first half. So it'll be Paul Metivier stepping up to lane 32, Steve Kelly on lane 31. So Steve Kelly struggling to find some marks here. Paul Metivier with a 7, and Steve Kelly also with a 7 here to open up the fourth. Metivier misses just to the left. Kelly needs to split these pins in order to have a shot at this spare, and he won't quite do it. The pin just staying a little bit to the left. Paul will punch out for an 8. Kelly will miss to the left for an 8. So both home bowlers starting the fourth string with an 8 box. I was mentioning Steve struggling with marks here, but coming into tonight, he was tied for second in total spares with B class with 133 spares entering play tonight. He's starting to pick up some. Paul Metivier on that pocket without much to give him. Steve Kelly on the left side pocket, drops 8-9, gets the strike. It's going to be a second here, folks. There we go. I did something incorrect. Okay. There we go. Bear with me. All right. I think I got it fixed. There we go. Sorry, folks. Had a little technical hiccup there with the scoreboard. Catching up now. So Steve Kelly on the first bonus ball there only drops 3. Paul just off to the left. This is his attempt there. Steve Kelly, ball hit something on the way down. Unfortunately, he settles for a 3. Paul Metivier off to the right. 8 box in his third. Kelly on the headpin gets a 7 box. So a little bit of a disappointing result there. Looked like the ball hit some chip or something just to the other side of the foul line. Certainly sounded like it. But regardless, it's a 3 fill and a 7 box. Paul Metivier off to the right there. Another pin falls for Steve Kelly. The bowlers are waiting for a fresh set on 31, and we can resume. Steve Kelly on the head pin. Takes 8. Paul Metivier just off the pocket will leave the head pin standing. Steve Kelly. So it's a 9 box for Paul Metivier. Steve with the ball left in the 4th. And he'll get it for the 10. So through 4, Steve Kelly stands at 38. Paul Metivier stands at 34. Metivier just off to the left of the pocket. 4 horsemen plus 1. That 8 pin will not go. Steve Kelly to the right of the pocket, but plenty of wood action.
If I can make it in time.
Metivier gets the straggler in the back, leaving only the 4 horsemen. Kelly with some flat wood. That forward wood could help or hurt. He's going to go for it. Wood just flies over directly back, no spin. Had a chance if he hit it on the left side or if he had gone for the head pin. Metivier will take the 4 horsemen out for the 10. Kelly will take 1 for a 9. So we have a close 4th string in both of our matches here. Rob Brown looking to fill a spare here. He's got 54 plus a ball through for his half. Kelly at 47, Metivier at 44, Alosa at 42. As Alosa steps up to lane 32. Hits the left side pocket. Pin slipping and sliding through everything. Will it go? Yes, slow motion strike. Meanwhile, Rob Brown will take out half Worcester left side for his fill, leaving him with a 56 half. Brown will thread the needle again. Same spot. Needs an out. Delivers. Oh, hits a head pin, but does not get the out he deserved. So he'll take a 4 box there. 60 through 6 now. Alosa working on a strike. Throws, hits the head pin, takes out half of them. Rob Brown hits the leaning, gets the second half Worcester left in a row. Alosa fires, gets a spare. Rob Brown, much better second ball this time. Third ball, he'll take the 8. 68 through 7 now. Jon Alosa working on a spare here, 72 through 7, plus this ball. She fires away. Just off of the right side pocket, he'll take another 5 for the fill. So last 3 balls were for extra points. 5, 5, 5. How tall is the Washington Monument? 555 feet. Alosa, excellent ball for another spare. Rob Brown to the left. Leaves a split. Hoping to take out at least one of these. He'll get the field goal. Unfortunately, no extra points there. So it'll be an 8. 76 through 8 for Rob Brown. It's now 87 plus another ball. Rob Brown on the fill. 4, 5. Another 5. That's 4 5s in a row as Rob Brown gets a nice 9 drop. Alosa, nearly another spare. Rob Brown, the ball was going right at the pin, but so Alosa will take a 10 box there, giving him now a 102 through 9. Rob Brown will take a 9, giving him 85 through 9. Oh, I missed a... Alosa leaving the diamond. Rob Brown leaving a spread eagle +1. Neither favorable shots here. Alosa taking out half the diamond. Brown taking out 2 out of that spread eagle. Jon Alosa will finish with a 9. Rob Brown with a 5 box. So it looks like I made a scoring error somewhere. I'm going to try to track down where that is. Official scoreboard showing a 92 for Rob Brown. I don't know where I missed. Oh, there it is. 8th should have been a 10. There we go. Steve Kelly drops 5. Misses to the left there. Paul Metivier also drops 5. Steve Kelly, off to the head pin. Paul Metivier also off his object pin. Both bowlers struggling to find their exact spots here. Steve Kelly will take a 10. Metivier will miss everything to the right, settle for a 6. 50 through 6 now for Paul Metivier. 57 through 6 now for Steve Kelly. Again, live from Leda Lanes tonight, Friday, February 2nd, 2024. Brian Hebert calling all the action behind the mic. Glad to have you with us. Steve Kelly throws, misses to the left, drops 3. Paul Metivier on the head pin, on the pocket, gets a nice 9 drop. Unfortunately, that could be more of a hindrance than a help. Steve Kelly right on target, leaves 10 pin. Metivier, on it. Nice spare. Goes for the wood on the right. Path of least resistance as Steve Kelly will get a 10 in the 7th. That's one of those shots that the wood could have easily taken the ball anywhere. Hits it exactly where he had to get that spare. Beautiful shot. Steve Kelly in the 8th box, 4th game. Delivers on that left side pocket, but really not much to show for it. He's got some wood to help him, but Metivier, another full head pin shot. We're seeing that a lot tonight. Anything full is getting either a split or a punch. Steve Kelly just misses his object pin. Wants that ball back. Metivier takes out the left side. Steve Kelly, he'll settle for an 8 box. Metivier will take the 10. Puts us at 75 now for Paul through 8, and 75 as well for Kelly through 8. unfortunately behind Jon Alosa's pace here by 17. Metivier behind Rob Brown's pace here by 3. Steve Kelly on the head pin. Another 2-2 split. Metivier on the left side. Takes out the left side and only the left side. Wow. Steve Kelly right on his object pin, but the pins just carry a little behind. Metivier off to the left, leaves a diamond. Literally my least favorite shot in all of candlepin bowling is the damn diamond. Kelly to the right, takes an 8. Metivier gets it. Makes it look easy. $85, he's 2 behind Rob Brown's pace. Now he's 7 behind. Steve Kelly needs a boatload. Hits that left side pocket, leaves an 8. Metivier on it. There's 7. That's good for a tie. No, I still have some. Kelly on it for the spare. Desperately needed that. It's now an 8 for Metivier, so he will take game 4. We get the 10. So 95. Paul Metivier will finish with in the 4th string to Rob Brown's 92. So we'll take another 2 points here. Steve Kelly with a fill. He cannot take this game. So Jon Alosa will take 2 points here either way. But Steve Kelly hoping to keep it close. And he will do so with a 6. So Steve Kelly will finish with a 99 to Jon Alosa's, 111. Let's take a look at some scores here. So at the end of 4, Kelly still has the lead overall in the match. Rob Brown with a 20-pin match in his match with Paul Metivier. It'll be a 17 lead for Steve Kelly. Okay, down to their 5th and final string here tonight. Rob Brown just off the pocket, but leaves a 4 horseman plus 1. Wood behind may help. Jon Alosa off to the left. Takes 6, 7, 8, 9. Could be almost another slow motion strike. Seen a few of those tonight. As Rob Brown takes 1. Punches through, misses the head pin. Alosa gets the spare, no doubt about that one. Rob Brown will kiss the head pin for a 7. Rob Brown hits a head pin on that shot, but it leaves him a split. Jon Alosa with a hammer for a fill. So putting some pressure on. Brown will miss everything to the right for an 8. 15 through 2 now for him. As Alosa sits at 30 through 2 with a working on a strike, so he gets 2 extra balls here. Rob Brown delivers off to the right. Leaves a triangle. Alosa just to the left of the pocket. Gets a leaner back there. Gets 5 on his first bonus ball as Rob Brown nearly takes 2 more, so Jon Alosa will take a 7. Rob Brown will take a 10 on that. And a 9 box for Alosa. So 7 fill, 9 box through the 3. That puts him at 46 now through 3. Rob Brown will take the 10, giving him 25 through 3. Apparently, no, 9. Official scoreboard said a 9 in the second, so I'll just correct my scoreboard here. Okay, I think we're all good. As Rob Brown drops 7 for an inverse triangle here. Waiting for another pin set. Well, if you're enjoying tonight's match, there's plenty of ACST action happening on the ACST Facebook page. All you gotta do is go ahead and join the page, like the page, and we can watch any of these matches at any time, even after they're done airing live. As Rob Brown takes out 1 for an 8 there. Alosa does not quite get the spare. Rob Brown wide right there for another 8 box. Alosa for a 9 takes out 1. If you're wondering when this stream will be back up, Steve Kelly will be behind the mic once again on Monday night for a D-Class triple header featuring yours truly. Rob Brown hits a head pin nicely, but it leaves a split. That's what I thought. He had an 8. Also left is a scoreboard issue there. I'll take a 10. So Rob Brown will fix his score. He's officially out of 43. And Alosa will take a 9 box there for a 64. And I'm sorry, that was a 9 box in the last one for Rob Brown. Apparently it was a foul. I missed that, but they called it a foul, so. So Steve Kelly and Paul Metivier ready to start the first half of their final strings tonight. Metivier gets a 3. Kelly on the left side pocket for a nice 8 drop. Second ball for Metivier. On the head pin. Takes everything but the 3. Nice spare attempt. This wood for Steve Kelly is not going to be an easy one here. Yeah, indeed. He tries to go for the cap of it. Try to spin it and direct the pin, but alas, he misses altogether. Metivier hits the wood, but it directs the ball away. And that's exactly what would happen if he had gone for those pins. So, hard luck. They're on target, but the wood just takes those options away. If any of you are watching and interested in getting involved in the ACST next year, sign-ups will be out soon. Apparently there will be a Class E opening up because there's been so much interest in this league. Metivier drops a 9. Kelly off to the right. Drops 6. So if you're interested, keep an eye on Candlepin Chat over the next several weeks. Get involved. It's a fun league. Metivier on it. Spare. Kelly nearly on it. Couldn't get the head pin to go. Also keep an eye on Candlepin Chat for other events, tournaments, notices, pretty much everything to do with this sport. Anything you want to get involved in, pro series, leagues, Plenty of streams to watch. Metivier, right side pocket. They'll take an 8-fill. So keep an eye on that page for news and ways to be involved. Steve Kelly hits that same spot on the foul line. Takes the ball away. Metivier. No, misses, hits the wood. Needed to hit the pin. Kelly hits that same spot again. Paul Metivier will take a 9 there, so it's an 8-fill, 9 box, giving him 36-3. Kelly taking a 9 too, almost a 10. But he'll get a 27 now through 3. So Steve Kelly with some work to do after Jon Alosa's monster 64.5. Needing some marks here to try to get back into this. Metivier through the middle for a spread eagle. Seen a bunch of those tonight. Kelly just off the pocket to the left. Takes 4. Of course, here at Leda Lanes, the Rays Easter Classic will be coming up. Those signups, I believe, are available here at Leda and on the website, so be sure to check that out. That's a great tournament. 20 strings, always fills up. March 29th this year, I believe, is Easter, so that will fill up quick. Metivier with a 6, punches through. Kelly gets the right side for an 8. Metivier on it. Hits that left pocket, leaves a 7. Kelly, just off the left pocket, will leave the 4 horsemen on the right side. Metivier on the spare. Kelly, no, hits the head pin too full. Might have had a chance that wood wasn't behind it. Unfortunately, the wood diverted the whole thing. Tries to clean it up, and he'll do it for a 10. So a frustrating first half for Steve Kelly, as he nets only 45. So he's behind in this string by 19. Meanwhile, Paul Metivier is up by 10 plus a ball heading into this last half. So it comes down to this as we head into the home stretch here tonight. Jon Alosa fires away off the pocket, takes 4. Rob Brown off the left side, he'll take 7, get some pin action out of the back. Alosa on the head pin, and he'll get the spare. Nice shot. Looking to put the dagger in. Rob Brown, in the meantime, will only take 1 of those. Delivers his 3rd ball. Off. Take a 9. That's a 51 now through 6 for Rob Brown. It's a 74 plus a ball through 6 now for Jon Alosa. Who's really come alive in this string. Delivers on the head pin again, takes a 7. That's going to give him 81 now through 6. Rob Brown off to the left, but he is getting some carry off to the back wall. Alosa. Oh, will it go? Yes, Q shot. Gets it. Rob Brown, excellent spare to answer. So not the normal way to get a triangle, but these Q shots are always fun to get. Alosa for another fill. On the pocket again. He'll take 8, but he'll leave a split. Rob Brown will take 6, 7 on his fill. Alosa will miss the spare attempt, but Rob Brown thought he was going to get it. Ends up punching out the head pin. Looked good. Ball was in the right spot. Alosa will take an 8 box. Rob Brown will take a 10 box. So through 8, 78 now through Rob Brown. 107 through 8 now for Jon Alosa. 4 marks in the game, and he's making the most of them. Strike on spare in the first and second. Alosa off to the right, but ball still explodes. Great shot by Rob Brown. Unfortunately leaves a difficult spare. Alosa will take it from the back. Rob Brown, oh, valiant attempt. Cannot get the 10 to go. So close. He'll settle for a 9 box. 87 through 9 now for Rob Brown. 117 plus a ball through 9 now for Jon Alosa. Alosa on the head pin pocket. We'll take a 7. Rob Brown on the head pin. Can he get it? It goes. So a strike in the 10th for Rob Brown. And Alosa will finish this night with a 10. That'll be a 134 finish for Jon Alosa. So real strong 5th string. Rob Brown hits the pocket again. Takes a 7 for his first bonus. He'll take an 8 altogether. So that will be a 105 finish for Rob Brown. So after a 42 half, he'll turn it into a 105. So an excellent job getting some marks here in the clutch moments. Alosa, meanwhile, gets 3 marks in the second half to really jump ahead to 134 after an excellent 64 half to start. So Steve Kelly needing to really string some points together, as well as Paul Metivier, if they hope to salvage these 2 games here. Steve Kelly tries a little bit of a softer ball, takes 5. Metivier will take 6 on his fill. So he'll end up with a 58 half all told. Kelly, second ball on the head pin, but it doesn't do anything for him. Carries it to the right. Metivier on the head pin, only takes the front 2 horsemen. Leaves the back 2. Steve Kelly, he sweeps the back pin for a 9. Meanwhile, Metivier will punch out the other 2 horsemen there for a 10. So through 6, we have 68 for Paul, and we have a 54 for Steve Kelly. Kelly with some work to do. Delivers on the head pin, but again full. We've seen this shot plenty tonight. 3 on one side, 2 on the other. Metivier just off the pocket. Would make some pins slide in the back, but can't get any more to go. Kelly misses his object pin. Metivier hits the front. Wood rolls. Will it go? All but one. Unless that wood goes and takes it. Nope. Stands it back up straight. Steve Kelly desperately needing pins. He'll take 9 out of 10 on that one. Metivier will take the 10. So Steve Kelly running out of boxes. 63 through 7. to Jon Alosa's 99 at this point. Our other match, Paul at 78 to Rob Brown 68 at this point in the match. Kelly, right side pocket, drops 9. Metivier on the head pin, but again full, leaves the triangle right side. Wood still rolling on lane 32 for Steve Kelly. Not sure where it wants to end up. Changes the shot dramatically depending on where it ends up. So he will wait for it to fully stop. It looks a little forward. If he hits it right, it should carry it in, but it's not a guarantee here. As he goes for it and he gets it, gets a desperately needed spare. He's got to string a couple together in order to have a shot. Metivier off to the right, misses the triangle. And he'll settle for a 9 box. So it looks like our away bowlers are going to both take totals here, barring some miracle. Actually, I don't even think it's mathematically possible at this point. But I'm also not great at math, so. Kelly with a 5 fill, and that's not going to get the job done. Metivier with yet another spread eagle. +1 in the back. Kelly on the head pin. Won't get the spare. Pin's going to come out. Metivier. Right side hits a full. Leaves another 3-2. We'll have a runner go get that deadwood pin that's clearly too far forward. For those of you watching, if you're not sure, there is a line up there about 2 feet from the front of the head pin. That is the deadwood line. Anything that comes out beyond that point must be removed from play, as it is out of play. There's a slight lip on the pin deck that keeps a lot of deadwood there, but sometimes it just goes too fast. Kelly will take a foul. That will end up being a 9 box. 7 box for Metivier. So we head into our final boxes of the evening. Thank you again for joining us. Been a pleasure to be along the ride. If you have any feedback, be sure to comment below. Happy to read your comments. Steve Kelly gets ready to deliver for his last box of the evening. Throws it on the head pin. Story of the night for Steve Kelly. Leaves a spare. Leaves a split. Metivier gets a nice 9 drop. Kelly delivers. Can't get the spare. Metivier misses. So he will lose this string. Takes a 9. 105 to 103. Steve Kelly will take an 87 to finish. So here's how the 5th string shaped up. Marks and marker opportunities, really the story of the night tonight. When the opportunities came, the bowlers took advantage. Unfortunately, when the opportunities weren't there, they couldn't really make anything happen. So let's scroll down a little bit and see if I can find. Well, usually we have some. Stats here. Give me 1 second while oh, that's why. It's in a different spot now. So let's scroll over and up to the top.
Yeah, go to the very
All right, let's talk about how this shaped up.
final stats.
Yeah. Here we go.
You might just adjust a little bit.
Okay. Thanks to Steve for the technical assist here. So let's talk about our first match here. 5 strings, our away bowler. Let's see here. Let me scroll. There we go. That's what I want. Jon Alosa here on the left side of your screen in the green. He'll take 10 points tonight from Steve Kelly, who drops 4. So Alosa goes from 88 to 66 to improve to 98 and 70. Steve Kelly, on the other hand, will go from 90 and 50. He'll drop to 94 and 60. Still an excellent season total here. You can see taking games 1 and 3, Jon Alosa taking 2, 4, and 5.
Just nudge it over.
Yeah.
Just to the right.
So let's so for our second match here, Rob Brown taking on Paul Metivier. Rob Brown entering with 88 and 66. He'll also leave with a 98 and 70 record. Metivier also dropping from 90 and 50 to 94 and 60. So 2 matches, 2 exact records. Let's take a look at some advanced stats here. Starting with Rob Brown versus Paul Metivier. Rob having 2 strikes on the night, 12 spares and 13 tens. Meanwhile, Paul only having 1 strike, but he keeps his streak alive as he has had a strike in at least every match this year so far. 10 spares, 13 tens. Perfect balls, 54% for Rob Brown and 48% for Paul Metivier. Meanwhile, let's take a look here at Jon Alosa versus Steve Kelly. Jon in the green, Steve in the red rather. So for Jon Alosa, he's 3 strikes on the night, 9 spares and 9 tens. Steve Kelly, 2 strikes, 8 spares, and a whopping 16 tens. So bowling a little under his average at 102.6. But he actually had the perfect box percentage advantage at 52 to 42. So from Leda Lanes, that's going to about do it for us here tonight. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to strike, comment, subscribe.
Thank you, Brian, for the commentary. Yes, everyone, be sure to strike, comment, and subscribe to 3 Ball Spare on Kick, Facebook, Twitch, and Reddit, wherever you can, for more great Candlepin bowling content. And I hope to see you at the next Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match. Have a great one, everyone.